Well, I would say that we have more information, and all this information is good. It's awesome to have it, but what really changes is the revelation. Is getting this information and make it change your life, our lives. So when you read the Bible and you go to the Lord and you make this knowledge usable in your life, you make you, you you use this to make a difference in your daily life, in your family, and everything that you have. This information is not just more than information. It's a revelation that God brought to you, and it changes life. This is good. This is what changed actually. So it's different. Um, and nowadays, having all this technology, as I said, it's good, but the revelation is what changes us. Yeah.
Just because Christians have access to Bible applications or even Bible studies or Christian mentors doesn't mean that they're more knowledgeable. You see, when I took the SAT myself, I know that a lot of the terms tested on there are big words and are words that you have to look up in the dictionary, the source, and really learn about them and figure out the meaning. Well, in order to do well on that SAT test, you have to be knowledgeable about those words. I didn't go in and read every word in the source or dictionary to do well on the SAT, but I could have. That was my choice. And it's the same way with Christians and the test of life. Just because we have access to the Bible, these Bible applications, these Bible studies, doesn't mean we'll do well on the in the test of life. If we don't go in and we actually go in and read the information and learn the information and gather that and build our knowledge and build our wisdom. You see, part of wisdom is actually taking knowledge and putting it to use, giving it action. And to conclude, Bible applications and software, whatever you use, doesn't mean that a Christian is more knowledgeable.
Yes.
I think that in a way they are stubborn and still stiff-necked because with all the resources that we have, nobody's utilizing them. It's like the pastor on stage, they share the knowledge and information that they get from the resources without telling people the resources that they're using. So it's like, hey, I use eSword or I use logo software, stuff like that. But they don't let other people know, like, hey, this is what I'm using, this is where I'm getting my information and where my thoughts are coming from. They just kind of like, they just relay the information that they have. And people don't even, I think it's more of a problem of people don't know that the software exists. A lot of church members were shocked when they start talking about this stuff, like, wow, that exists. It does, but people just don't know about it. I think if there's a greater emphasis on resources, on information, on this guy didn't just read this and come up with this, he did, he really studied, and emphasis on how to do that, then, I think that would bring a lot of change.
Right. Well, I think personally, people aren't really seeking Bible apps. They're seeking knowledge more on Google on who God is and who people say God is. So them finding secondhand revelation of who He is truly what's killing people. Is they're trying to figure out who God is, and not for themselves, but through somebody else. And God is all about relationship. And to find God, Jesus says, only through me can you know the Father. So only through Jesus and His example and His life can we truly know who God is. So seeking first-hand revelation, it would be great if everybody was looking in Bible apps and looking to find God, not just understand who He is, but actually know Him. Because there's a difference, in understanding God and then knowing Him. Just like I can understand a few Spanish words, but I don't know the language. So we need to get to where we know Him better, know His person, know who He is. And then we can understand His plan and understand what He wants from us. And what He wants is that relationship with Him. It's fear of living without Him, not Him being a fearful God that just wants to punish us, but us actually fearing, but knowing that without Him we don't have life.
Well, that's definitely an interesting question with different parts, and I think it has different answers. I think one of the things that happened with Bible apps has made us lazy. We don't seem to remember the books of this and the sequence that they are in the Bible, because we open the app and we just tap there. We don't have to follow. I think we're also less inclined to take note, make side notes, and highlight, although some apps may allow for that. So in some sense, it has made us Bible illiterate, more Bible illiterate than we are or used to be. I've been using Bible software since about 1991. It was back then in the DOS mode, disk operated software mode or system. And then in 95, I found a Windows version of the same software that I've been using ever since. And it certainly has made me a whole lot more capable of doing Bible study. I have done some basic Greek, so I do understand Greek some. I do go into the lexicons every now and then when I prepare those and when I do my personal Bible devotional reading. So I think it has brought me closer to God. I've spoken to many people who use the same Bible software as I do, and they all said that has certainly enriched their walk with God. One pastor told me that it reduced his sermon preparation by 140%, the time that he has to spend, because he finds the material so easy in the Bible. So yes, there are several answers to that. The final part is, are we still as stiff-necked as always has been? And I think that will always be the case with or without apps. I certainly enjoy reading the Bible on my computer or on my tablet or on my phone. And I do vary from time to time. I still use the hard copy, printed copy. I certainly do not make as much notes in my app or my Bible program as I used to do in my physical Bible. So to some extent, yes, I benefited, and to some extent, no, I've lost out.
Thank you.
I think in the Old Testament, they didn't have the access to what we have access to. They were kind of stiff-necked. They were hard-hearted. They didn't trust God, didn't really believe God, didn't know everything there was to know about God. They knew what that guy told them, right? Today we have access to everything. We can see it, we can read it, we can find it like this. But because we're so accustomed to it being there, we forget about the honor, we forget about the glory, we forget about beholding His presence because we have the knowledge. So I think it's a little bit of both. I think we are further along, but we have to put it in place. We have to write it here, not just up here.